I am Valle and Valle. So today I'm going to report my infographic about communication process. So before we start, I'm going to show you guys my infographic. So this is my infographic. So let's start. So here in my infographic, we have 4 main parts, which is the sender, transmission, receiver, and lastly the feedback. First, we have sender, the source of the message and where the idea begins. So the sender is where the communication begins. Example, I want to tell my friend something. So I am the sender because I am the one who creates the message. So the second one is transmission, the channel which the message is sent. So the transmission is simply how we send the message to another person. So the examples are speaking, when we speak, texting, or calling or emailing. So transmission is the way or channel we use to send the message. So the third one is the receiver, the person or a group who decodes or interprets the message. So basically, the receiver is the person who gets the message. They listen or read the message and try to understand what the sender means. For example, if I send a text to my friend is the receiver. And last, we have feedback, the receiver's reply to the message. So for example, if I send my friend a message and they reply, okay, I understand. So that is the feedback. So feedback shows us that the receiver receives and understood the message. So to make it simple, the process goes like this. The sender creates the message, the transmission sends the message, and then the receiver gets and understands the message. Then the receiver gives feedback, or basically the reply to the message. So that is the communication process. So let's proceed in understanding communication. So we have 3 steps to understand the communication. First is encoding. So the second one is decoding, and the last one is feedback. So first we have encoding. So encoding means turning our thoughts into a message. So here's some examples of encoding. Here and here. So that's the encoding. So let's proceed in decoding. So decoding means understanding the message we receive. So here's some example, here and here. So that's the encoding. So let's proceed to the last one, which is the feedback. Feedback, which is the receiver response to the message. So here's some example. So that is the understanding communication. So thank you for listening.